Hi, Bryan Thrift here at the Fitzgerald Fishing booth at ICAST 2023, and you lucky Bass Angler Magazine viewers are getting the first look at my new signature series micro skipping jigs. It's the first ever jig on the market geared toward a micro profile and a skipping jig. So you can see we've got an all tungsten jig here. It's offered in three sizes. We've got 3/8, we've got half, we've got 5/8, but it is in an Arky style head. It's got the finesse silicone skirt material to give it that small profile. We built it on a 3/0 heavy wire mustad hook, so you can still throw this jig on 15, 17, 20 pound line and not worry about opening that hook up. We've got a little bit stiffer weed guard than our other micro jig, but it's the first ever jig on the market to give you a finesse presentation that you're able to skip underneath overhanging cover like docks, like trees, laydowns, anything, any place you want to skip this jig. You're going to be able to put your favorite small trailer on there. You can see we have the tungsten poured down the shaft of the hook, so we've got a great keeper on there to hold your trailer on there and really give you a good wide surface area in a small micro finesse package to be able to skip this bait on a bait caster and, you know, get fish to bite that are traditionally used to seeing your bigger half-ounce size, full-size silicone jigs. Now we have a micro skipping jig that you can put in those same locations and get those same bites. We introduced the first series of my micro jig 3 years ago with the micro football jig. I've got one of those right here, and I'm just going to compare the differences in the two. You can see with the football head, it's going to be better for dragging versus how we changed the head design on the micro skipping jig to make it have a wider surface area to be able to skip under docks. So one cool thing that separates these, the reason you're going to be able to skip this micro skipping jig better than the football jig, is the way the tungsten is displaced on the bait. So with a football jig, all your weight is very head forward because you want that bait on the bottom dragging. You're not wanting it to come off the bottom. So the tungsten is all head forward. If you look on the shaft of this jig, we don't have a very big keeper on there because we want all that weight forward towards your line tie, which is your point of pull. Whereas with the tungsten skipping jig, we've got more weight spread down the shank of the hook right here. It comes down farther to spread that weight out and give you a bigger surface area and allow this micro skipping jig to skip better. And with the hook difference, you'll notice on the football jig we have a light wire 3/0 mustad, and we went with a heavy wire 3/0 mustad on the skipping jig because you're going to be fishing it in heavier cover on bigger line. The weed guards are considerably different. On the football jig we have a very light weed guard, you know, for fishing rocks, fishing clay points, open water, great smallmouth spotted bass bait. And we beefed up the weed guard in the micro skipping jig because you're traditionally going to be fishing it around heavier cover, wood, laydowns, dock posts, things like that. So this is going to be the perfect little micro skipping jig to be able to get a finesse presentation where you haven't been able to do previously. So that is one of the cool designs about this bait and the reason I came up with it, and thought it would be just a great addition to the Fitzgerald jig lineup. And it's been a great bait so far. I've actually had it in my hands since last December, and I've caught a lot of fish on this bait all over the country already. I'm sure you will too.